right, good afternoon. It is time for TV47 at 4. It's my hope that you had a great day. My name is Linda Alela, and to a case that we have followed for the better part of the day. Former Migori Governor Obado has been found guilty of the murder of university student Sharon Otieno. In its judgment, the court ruled that the prosecution had presented sufficient evidence to establish the accused person's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, the judge further held that Obado's defense that he was not in Migori County at the time of the killing did not absolve him of criminal responsibility, finding that the alibi failed to displace the prosecution's evidence linking him to the murder. The matter now proceeds to the sentencing phase, where the court will determine the punishment to be imposed on the three convicted persons.
The evidence on record irresistibly points to the fact that the accused persons with malice aforethought unlawfully caused the death of Sharon at the material time. It is therefore my finding that the prosecution has proved its case against the first, the second, and the third accused persons beyond any reasonable doubt. I consequently find each accused person guilty of the offense of murder, contrary to Section 203 of the Penal Code, as charged in Count 1. Each accused is accordingly convicted under Section 322 of the Criminal Procedure Code.
All right, Sheila Chelangat with the details of that to give you more updates later. The government has issued its strongest warning yet against the proliferation of political goons across the country, declaring that it will take firm action against leaders who mobilize young men to unleash violence, disrupt public gatherings, and endanger the lives of Kenyans. Speaking in a State House here in Nairobi, President William Ruto has directed Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja to take firm action against anyone mobilizing Kenyans, that is to incite violence. The directive comes as in the wake of a surge in cases of hooliganism in different parts of the country, that is including the recent violent incidents during the just concluded by-elections.
Hawa goons nasema ya kwamba kuna watu walikuwa wanatetea goons. Sasa tumekubaliana sisi wote, hata hiyo mambo ya goons tutazima. Kenya lazima iwe ni nchi yenye iko na amani, na kila Mkenya ataendesha biashara yake bila amefanya. Vile tulimalizana na terrorists, tukamalizana na cattle rustlers, tukamalizana na criminals ambao walikuwa wanaharibu mali ya wa Kenya, pia tutamalizana na hawa goons. Kila Mkenya aweze kufanya biashara yake, aweze kufanya siasa yake, aweze kufanya maendeleo yake bila ya kusumbuliwa na mambo ya ukosefu wa usalama. And I have confidence in our police service that they will deliver on their mandate to make sure that our country is secure.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has announced that the traditional policing systems, which relied on manual evidence-based processes, will be phased out as the government then transitions to the multi-biometric identification system, saying the developments mark a shift from traditional policing to a science-driven, technology-enabled and citizen-centered approach, that is to law enforcement. Speaking at the Directorate of Criminal Investigations headquarters along Kiambu Road, that is in Nairobi, on Thursday, Murkomen said the accreditation of Forensic Evidence Management Unit places Kenya on the global map as the first country in Africa that is to have internationally accredited Forensic Evidence Management Unit, describing it as a strategic national asset that will strengthen the administration of justice and boost public confidence in law enforcement.
Today marks a defining moment in the transformation of Kenya's security architecture, an important milestone in our shift from traditional policing to a modern, science-driven and citizen-centered justice system. The international accreditation of the Forensic Evidence Management Unit and the launch of the Multi-Biometric Identification System, MBIS, ABIS version 5, are a clear demonstration of our commitment to modernization, institutional reform, and improved service delivery. We are here today because Kenya policing is changing. We are moving away from the old-style policing towards something built on science, technology, and institution more attuned to the needs of the ordinary citizens.
All right, and earlier on we carried that story of the court proceedings in relation to the case of Obado, the killing of Sharon. We go back to the courts to get the reactions of what is happening there.
I'm a legal counsel and programs officer at FIDA Kenya. We are actually very grateful. It has been a long process, but luckily for the family, we are confident that the courts have been able to uphold justice, and we look forward eventually. Thank you. Sorry?
All right, away from that, and President William Ruto has defended the government's higher education reforms, saying increased investment in the new university funding model is intended to ensure that no qualified student is locked out of college or university because of financial constraints. Speaking on Thursday, the president said the government will continue allocating more resources to the higher education funding model as part of efforts to widen access to universities, colleges as well as institutions. This remarks comes days after announcing that students admitted to public university, TVETs and colleges will receive full government support, that is to meet their education costs under the revised funding framework. And now the president said the reforms are aimed at removing financial barriers to higher education, expanding opportunities for young people and equipping them with skills that are needed to drive the country's economic growth.
Iko sheria bunge sahizi ya Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill ambayo sasa itatuwezesha kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila mtoto wa Kenya ambaye amekuwa placed kwa TVET ama university, tutahakikisha ya kwamba kuna funding ama kuna pesa ya kusomesha watoto wetu wote, ya kwamba watoto wetu wa university na wale ambao wanaenda tertiary institutions going forward, serikali ya Kenya itakuwa na funding model ya kuhakikisha hawa watoto wote wanapata pesa ya kusoma, na hakuna mtoto wa Kenya atakosa nafasi ya kusoma kwa sababu ya mambo ya kukosa pesa.
As international travel picks up, visa applicants are being warned to stay alert to a growing wave of fraudsters posing as legitimate agents and promising guaranteed visas, that is for a fee. Now, VFS Global says it has seen an increase in visa-related scams targeting and suspecting travelers, urging applicants to submit their applications only through official visa application channels. The company cautioned the public against dealing with unauthorized agents or individuals claiming that they can influence visa outcomes, emphasizing that decisions on visa applications are made exclusively by embassies and consulates. VFS Global also says it has incorporated artificial intelligence into parts of its operation to improve efficiency while maintaining that applicants' personal information remains protected through robust cybersecurity and data privacy safeguards.
introduced, and especially for the UK, whereby instead of you coming into our centers to apply for a visa, you can actually you can actually book an appointment with us, and we will come to you. So in your office, in your homes, wherever you require the service, for a slightly higher fee, you are able to take the service at the comfort of your homes or offices. Now, it's very popular for people who like maybe privacy. It's popular for also groups, people who are so, you see there's so many, and they may not want to all come at the same time in our centers, so they would like instead book an appointment, and we also give them group discounts particularly. Just because of that, we try to popularize that, so that instead of that group of 50 people coming into our center, we will go to you, you will complete everything there, and then we will leave, so you don't get to access our centers.
All right, we get sporty. CAF President Patrice Motsepe has declared his support for FIFA President Gianni Infantino's bid for another term in office, saying he intends to vote for him when FIFA holds its presidential election next year. Motsepe made the announcement in South Africa, praising Infantino's leadership and his role in expanding football globally, including increasing opportunities for African nations at the FIFA World Cup. His endorsement comes in the aftermath of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, jointly hosted by the United States, Canada and Mexico. However, Infantino has also faced political criticism following events during the tournament. The FIFA presidential election is expected to take place in 2027, with Motsepe becoming one of the first major football leaders to publicly endorse Infantino's continued leadership.
I want to thank Gianni Infantino for the excellent work that he's done, and thank FIFA, thank Matthias for hosting what was the most successful FIFA World Cup in the history of the competition. And they did good work. I'm very proud. And what Gianni has done is to contribute to us increasing the number of African national teams. Enormously important. And nobody is going to persuade me to serve more than 2 terms in CAF. It's not going to happen. And we took a decision to support, and I personally support Infantino. He's not just a good friend, he's a loyal friend. He's loyal to Africa. And again, I come from a different background where when people have been loyal to you, you never stab them in the back.
All right. Kenya's national women's football team, the Harambee Starlets, have intensified the high-performance training camp in Mires, France, ahead of the upcoming WAFCON competition in Morocco. Starlets head coach Beldino Demba's 24-player squad is utilizing this crucial final week to acclimatize to weather conditions similar to those they will face during the tournament in Morocco. Kenya faces a demanding test in Group A, starting with a high-stakes opening match against tournament host Morocco on July the 26th. This marks only the second time the Harambee Starlets have qualified for the WAFCON finals.
When we prepare, we believe that we are going to reach the semi-finals because tuna expect na pia tukunayo believe that we are going to reach the semi-finals.
The technical bench and the players, of course, kufika semi-finals will be the best for us. Tuende hata sisi World Cup na we are hoping juu kila kitu mepeano. So
Last action, come on, Fasila. Number 2, Daddy, 1 out.
Certainly more news coming your way at 7 and 9 p.m. My name is Linda Alela. Good afternoon.